I've done a lot of work for um, insurance companies. So like one of the big things is looking, because I now have a really good understanding of how windows and doors behave, right, under hurricane loads. Um, I'm able to help insurance companies with understanding claims that are being made on windows and doors around Florida. And so I've helped them with those sort of things. So, work I never actually imagined I would do, right? Like I didn't know that it was a thing that people did. Like I just thought like structural engineers design buildings or fix buildings, right? Right. But we also can help, you know, uh, other industries understand the performance of things that they potentially insured or worked on or dealt with. So we do that sort of stuff. And so that's one of the big areas that I've done. And it's really fun because it you know, we pull together big teams and we come inspect things, and then we'll analyze lots of data. I mean, we'll collect tons of data. We'll analyze it. So we're doing tons, there's certain parts of it that are boring, just like any part of life, right? And then there's parts of it that are really interesting, right? Have all this data, we're analyzing it, we're trying to understand it. What does this mean about how, the structure? We do this for both, windows and doors and structures themselves. We take tons of data and then we do a lot of analysis and write reports on it. That's one of the big things. And then the other big thing is, once we do all that, and it doesn't happen that way every time, right? But sometimes, it turns into how do we fix it and how do we design the fix? And with all that data and understanding, it makes us a lot more, I guess it hones our fix, right? Like we don't need to just develop. We don't need to be super conservative. We know what we're doing. We get what the behavior should be, and we don't need to be super, because we've taken so much information. And so that's kind of one of our big things here. So
actually, one question.
Yeah.
Like I'm wondering, how do you simplify all the data and then convey into like a simplify into a report to the insurance company and explain to them?
Honestly, that's a great question. That's one of the biggest challenges of that job, the job, right? Like, so taking all this information and helping an insurance company understand, and the client understand what this means, right? So it's like, trying to get a person in Calc 1 to understand DiffyQ, right? Right? Like it's tough. It's a challenge, and that's where you cannot let up on your writing skills. Like where writing skills become extremely important, where your communication skills become, indispensable. You have to have them. You have to understand how to get these things. And I am so thankful for my time as a faculty member where I'm working and teaching people these things, because it's been a lot of practice, right? To be able to say to a client, like, this is how it works, right? Like, look, or just help them visualize things quickly and effectively, right? And so that's that's kind of one of the biggest challenges. That's a great question. That's a hard question. That's like, it's not like where I'm designing something for an architect, which I am doing right now. Like I'm helping an architect design a building right now, right? Working as a structural engineer for them. So we do that sort of stuff limitedly, where I'm working for an architect. And like, yeah, I have to explain to an architect certain things, but like he gets most of it or she gets most of it. Like, so it's not really, that's not the issue, right? Right. It's yeah. He's like at least in Calc 3, right? And you're in DiffyQ, right? So he kind of is like almost there. And so it's getting the Calc 1 person to understand. That's the tough one. Agreed. That's a great question. I think you got a good answer there, right? It's communication in your writing. It's huge. Like it's really, really huge. It takes a lot of practice to become a good writer too. It's what I found out, and don't expect it to come right away. And when you work with people and they don't appreciate your writing, like I say bleed on it with red ink, right? Take that and learn from it. That's the best opportunity you have to learn. Don't feel hurt by any of that. That is just learning opportunity right there. Especially if you know they're a good writer and they're successful at that. So